The history and legacy of the PlayStation is second to none, and I mean just I, plan to keep it that way. So follow me along for the journey to see how I created the future of gaming by my lonely in only a week before revealing the new PlayStation 6. When first approaching how I would design the PlayStation 6, the question wasn't simply what would the PS6 look like. It was what will the future look like. If we took all of our knowledge, all of our creativity, our blood, sweat, tears, and other bodily fluids and combined them into one great mind, one idea, one design that would shape our future society, one design that will shape our society's future and destroy our competition's morale, what would it be?
If everything's moving to digital edition, people are going to want more storage. If they're going to buy more games, which I would assume Sony wants them to do, they're going to need more storage. So what if every time they need more storage, they can just buy this like MagSafe almost, like little disc, and they just put it on top of the fucking PlayStation 5, and it just adds like a terabyte of storage. And every time they want storage, they can just get another one and it just goes on top. And they can just make it however tall they want. We can't make it look like this. I think with the circular rings, we're gonna stay away from that. What if it wasn't a circle? And what if it was square? That's more in line with the rest of their designs. I feel like it would look less stupid. Engineering logistics, the square would probably be better, which is why we're gonna go with the circle. That looks okay. It's gonna have like a metal ring here, magnet. We should do one of those like invisible buttons. This whole front piece, invisible button. So there's no like press button, but it's like a touch screen. I feel like it's missing some pizzazz. Okay, what if this whole thing right here was a screen? No, this might be hard. What if this is a screen? And the screen is like, so you press here and you can turn it on, it turns on. And like, you know how like, okay, I turn my PlayStation on, and I was thinking about this the other day on my PlayStation. I was playing Madden, and I was like, they were advertising this to like, it's so fast that like, you're gonna sit in loading screens for maximum 5 seconds before you're in the game. I'm sitting on my Madden loading screens for 20 seconds still. Like, it's fucking 2016. What is this bullshit, bro? Obviously, the games are just gonna get more bulky, so it's still gonna be like that. It's not gonna quickly open. But what if, while the PlayStation is booting up, it's like, awakening on the actual fucking console, you press the thing to turn it on, and then it shows like the PS5 home screen. They have like these it's tiles, right? So what if the tiles went around the front of the circle? So then you could turn it on, and while it's booting up onto the TV, the HDMI output, on the screen, it shows like your recent application. So then you can tap it, and when the PS5 boots, it boots into that.
The last console defied expectations in nearly all aspects, aside from its form factor and footprint. Unfortunately, the ball was dropped with the PS5, and a massive ass Dyson fan that doesn't fucking fit anywhere was what ended up being shipped out. Which is why the new design was created with both of these things in mind. I want to ensure that the user can easily move or place the console wherever and whenever they need.
Alright, so I've got a ruler, I've got scissors, printer paper, sturdy ass paper, less sturdy ass paper, pencil, shit ton of Sharpies, tape, other kind of tape, and some foil. Now, okay, how big do I want it? Probably like, yay big? I need to find something that big that's a circle so I can trace it. I hate tracing shit, I swear to God. I was fucking up. But you know what, man? Today's not that day! You gotta be shitting me. Ready? I could get my rubber cement and make it look all pretty, but I don't know. Okay. Fuck. Fine, I'll bring them rubber cement out. Damn. I spilt one of those in my bag. My bag's ruined now. I gotta get a new backpack. What? Oh. Maybe I should let it dry, huh? Oh, probably we don't want to get that on the desk. Good enough, goddamn. Fuck. No more of that. Fuck! It still looks like ass. That's about right. Now this circle will go on this circle. How the fuck am I gonna do this? It's just gonna have to be ugly at this point. This is perfect. This is like in line with a bowl at prison. Get your fucking food. That's what this is.
Jumping into this, I completely misjudged how well I retained my Blender knowledge from the last time I touched it before the start of the summer. I had to look up the keyboard shortcut to simply add an object, which is the first and most basic task you do in the software. So instead of continuing to just press random keys and then look up every single thing I forgot how to do, I'll just watch a quick tutorial to refresh my mind and get back into it. But even then, I don't model often, so I still barely even know what the fuck I'm doing. But I closed the tutorial and it's time to get right back to it. I mean, it's just a fucking circle after all. It's not like I'm making anything that crazy. The next thing to do that I also didn't remember how to do was textures. I can sit here and make objects and shapes all I want, but until it gets some material, texture, and lighting, it's got no life and no purpose. I wanted the console to resemble design choices they made with the PS1 and 5, as I felt that their newest console fit with what I felt the future of the PlayStation should look like, while I used old elements from the old PlayStation to tie it back to its path. Deep blacks, silver grays, and clean whites do the trick, and throwing in some pale red, yellow, green, and blue for the nostalgia. Of course, I'll need to add the logo and some other elements to make it unmistakably a PlayStation. Normally at this point, after getting reacclimated with the software, you get into a rhythm and things get easier. Things start coming back to you, things you forgot become muscle memory, and it starts to get fun throwing in more intricate and complicated objects and cuts and other things. But see, I said normally, because this time the last thing to do was the hardest. I like to procrastinate, just like everyone else, so I held off on creating the base. For some reason, from the start, the base wasn't properly aligning with the rest of the object. There was some weird overlapping going on, and the more I tried to fix it, the worse it got. So naturally, I just deleted that shit. Even once that was done, I still needed to figure out how to apply the iconic button shape pattern to the entire outline of said base. It was hard, but it was worth it. It was all worth it. The fact that I'm a student was showing throughout the modeling process. It had been a couple months since I've touched Blender, and I'm a graphic design student, not a 3D modeling or product design student, so it wasn't really in my field house anyways. But this next and last stage in the process of creating this new console is something definitely in my bag. So now, it's just time for me to cook. Finally, now I get to do something that I'm a pro at. Something in my bag I don't even gotta reach for. I'm gonna start with the easiest part of the easy part and create the screen that will show on the bottom half of the console at all times when turned on. I'm including all the power options the previous few PlayStations have included, along with a low power, always on display that relays information such as time and controller battery. There will be a very brief startup screen before the console enters the quick start menu. Normally this has been a standard still white logo, but fuck that. This time I'm using the original PlayStation logo. I mean, the goal is for this to be the console of all consoles after all. I mean, we might as well make it the PlayStation and use the PlayStation logo. Now, I ain't even gonna waste my time, I'm just gonna jump right in. The plan is to create a user experience that allows the user to sign into their profile and select a recently used app while the console is in boot. In order to do that, we'll have to create exactly what I just said. I've got the boot screen, now I just need to design a screen for profiles and apps. I want to keep it in the similar PlayStation feel, but need to strip the graphics down to their most basic forms for practical use. I'm starting to get a little obsessed with this rainbow, so it's just gonna go anywhere at this point. Last
but not least. Well, actually least, because I definitely spent the least amount of time on this part than the rest, but it's time to make the home screen for your television viewing. Yes, sir. I'm gonna keep this screen pretty similar to the PS3, 4, and 5, but with some slight differences, like being able to reach other tabs and pages much more quickly and easily. Instead of before where Sony just put a bunch of bullshit at the bottom of the screen, I'ma just put what people actually care about. Games and media. For the first time, all in the same spot. The goal with this console is to get the user into what they want to do with as much ease and steeze as possible. Making them tap through 8 tabs just to get to their settings is ass for user experience. So, I fix it.
This console wasn't just intended for the future. It's not just a stepping stone from the PlayStation 5 to the PlayStation 7. This console is forever. Between its expandability, durability, and performance ability, the PlayStation 6 is a tool for gamers, new and old, to enjoy the games they love at the highest quality possible. Gaming is an experience, and unlike the competition, this console excels in every possible interaction. People say nothing is perfect, but there's also a first for everything. I introduce to you the PlayStation 6.